Nice to see
How's your weekend, everyone?
It's good. It's a nice week. I had an awesome one yesterday. Hey, we're supposed to start in a positive mindset here.
Oh,
that's what 9 a.m. Mondays for. How you doing?
Just telling the truth. What's that?
I'd rather you be real. It sucked.
I know. I'm ready for baseball. That's what the truth is.
Me too.
I
miss it.
I don't think I posted one of my ESPN highlights this weekend, did I? I don't think I did.
What do you mean?
No, with Mikey's hitting. Actually, I don't think we did it.
That's my new skinhead kid. Here, babe.
What's up, man?
Matthew. His sister shaved his head. That's how bored. He had like really long hair. His sister shaved his head.
That's cool, man. Looking good, bud. You like it?
They're printing out homework stuff. Sorry.
Like the new haircut?
Thank you.
Yeah. Is it easier?
It was pretty long.
A lot easier, right?
Oh?
I said it's a lot easier, right?
Yeah. I like it with short hair.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
They're doing homework. Sorry. I'm gonna lock my door. The printer's in my room, so they're printing stuff out and.
I gave Mikey his first daddy haircut yesterday. He's got a little Forrest Gump, little Marine action looking, you know. It's not fading.
Awesome.
You know? I was ready to buzz it all, but he likes a little bit on top still. Oh.
They were at their dad's, so he's actually put a bowl. I mean, his hair was really long. He put a bowl on it and gave himself a bowl cut. He's like, I've always wanted a bowl cut. I'm like, and the next picture I got was them shaving it.
Mine may be gone later this week. We'll see. I almost did it last night or yesterday. But Danielle didn't mess it up too bad. She just cleaned up the sides. Let's see, you still got fro on top. But she just cleaned up
the good.
Sides. Yeah, it's just craziness. But I was ready to get rid of it. I'm like, I'm done with this. It's a quarantine excuse, you know. But we'll tell Severio it's for his son.
You know, I almost posted that picture to Silverio.
Yep.
Like my kid shaved his head.
Severio's probably still sleeping right now. Let's see if he texts. You guys ready to get started? Should we?
Thursday after 12 o'clock if possible.
Skip's on. I don't see him though.
Yeah, he's got to leave pretty soon. So, and I know Russ has to leave at probably like 9:45ish again. Silver's popping on right now.
Yeah.
Cool. We got everybody. I haven't heard from Beatrice, but usually it seems tough for her at 9 a.m. anyways. So let's get going. All right. Well, Anissa, since you're the only one paying attention right now.
Fabulous.
Yeah. What's going on?
Silver.
What happened last week?
Good
morning, guys.
I'm gonna get my screen up again.
Sorry, guys. It looks like we have somebody from the cartel on this call here, so just be careful with what you're saying.
Careful what you say.
Thank you very much.
It's awesome.
It looks good, brother.
Thank you.
Morning.
Morning.
So is your wife digging the new haircut? Does she feel like she's got a new man now?
She's excited.
I'm sure she is.
Wow.
You got to change it up sometimes, bro.
Hey, whatever it takes, you know.
Whatever it takes, man. Whatever. All right. All right. Yeah. Does anybody want to start with just how things are going with their calls last week? You know, start with any wins? Not all at once. Just
Good.
You're good? Okay.
Hang on a second. Just trying to.
What are you trying to do?
Did you make any calls last week, Silver?
I did.
Any connections?
I did make two connections. I ended up talking to that lead that you gave me about a showing in Canoga Park somewhere.
Okay.
No, it was Woodland Hills. No, not Woodland Hills. What's that?
The one that wanted the virtual tour?
Yeah.
Yep.
The 310 number. I ended up talking to her. And then she was like, "Oh, I was just asking, and I sent her the virtual tour and everything. And she's like, "Oh, I got a couple of friends that are realtors too." So I said, "You know what? I'm gonna send you an email, give you some information. Let me know if we can help you in something. We are very active and we're like, eyes on the market all the time, and we can direct you the right way." And she's like, "All right." So that's where we left it. I sent her an email, but we'll see. I'll keep in touch with her. Drip campaign. You know.
What about the one we had the call together, the mobile home gal that you called when we were on the call together?
Oh, as a matter of fact, I was talking to her over the weekend too.
Good.
So I am going to I gave her some information. She at the beginning was saying that she wanted to buy a mobile home, but then after I explained to her what it takes to get a mobile home, then she's like, "Oh, maybe we should just get a condominium." And I said that would be a better option or a better idea. And so she was going to talk to some people. She's buying something for her niece, she said. So we've been talking. So yeah, it's working. I think we're gonna ended up probably getting a condominium.
Okay. So what's next step with her?
She needs to talk to. I sent her the information about the lenders. And I told her, I said, we need to get this done first. Once we get this done, then we'll see how much money we have to play with, and then we can, after that, then we can see what properties are available. And I also send her some condominiums that are available in Simi Valley too.
Okay. All
So
right.
yeah, the next step will be, and I wanna talk to her today too,
Good.
to see if she has a chance to reach out to the lender, or maybe she might have some questions or whatever. But I will reach out to her today and get something going. But she's definitely very interested in doing something.
Cool. Russ, any suggestions for him on that one? I know you're hearing just parts of it. I've heard a little bit more, and to give you a little bit of background with her, when Severo and I were on the call just a couple days ago, I think it was Thursday or so, it was a showing request for a few different mobile homes. She wasn't as trusting on the first call, but Severo did well with her and still was able to kind of just keep it to the next, where he was able to follow up with her. His second
Yeah, I
call,
remember that was the call that I was like, "Yeah, you did a good job," and you were like,
Oh
"No,
yeah,
that
that's right.
sucked."
you were.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. You were on that one. Yeah, I said how good he did, and you said he didn't do very well, right? That one?
Yeah, no, it was the
That's
other way
so
around.
typical.
The opposite. The opposite.
No,
But
it was the other way around. And
I know. I'm messing with you, man. But his second time, he said he could tell she trusted him more, and was even saying, she was grateful, that didn't she
awesome.
refer to, said God put you in touch with her or something like that, Severio?
Yeah, we were talking. Well, her niece is going through a divorce, and now because of the coronavirus, they have to stay together. She can't leave the house, and so she was telling me, she started talking to me about that, and I was like, "Whoa, thank you. I really appreciate you sharing that information with me." And then I said, "You know what? I actually belong to a group that we help um, uh, people that are in divorce to transition to a single life, or the next chapter." And I said, we got attorneys, we got counselors, she needs to talk to someone. And she's like, "Oh yeah, that'll be great." And I said, "I'm gonna send you the information, the website. You can go into the website and read more about it, and then you can choose to contact whoever is in there, or you can contact the founder of our organization, and he can direct you to the right person." And she was very, very grateful for that, because she
What
said,
website's that?
"Huh?
What website is that?
It's www um, divorce transition professionals.com.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. So we got attorneys, we got counselors, we got financial planners, we got insurance people, we got lenders. Obviously, we got realtors, and we got and everybody. It seems like the organization or the group is the idea is to help people that are going through those hard times. We're not trying to sell them, but we're just trying to, any one of us can help on that situation, So yeah, it's kind of cool, and people are good people.
That's awesome.
So Russ, the question I was going to ask is, when hearing that, what would be a good follow-up instead of just saying, hey, just checking to see if you spoke to a loan officer yet? What would you open with on your follow-up call to make sure people are moving along? You are checking in on them, but you're really touching base for a specific reason. And I always try to say, they're at point A, we're trying to move them to point B, identify where they need to move, what's the next step, truly make sure they're motivated and moving in that direction. Any suggestions on how to handle that follow-up call?
Well, yeah, I mean, I would just say, based on what he just said, I would 100% start that one with, hey, were you able to get on the website, and did you have any questions about that? So I would start with that for sure. Yeah. And then from there, though, after that, then yeah, just always taking, every time for me, it's about taking the approach of, hey, I'm just here to help, but, and you already said it, Brandon, but just, keeping them, hey, the assumption is this is what we're wanting to get into a condo or a townhouse or something for your niece, right? Okay. Well, so then the next step is, cool. This is what we need to do. And so, but yeah, on this one, I'd just start with, hey, were you able to get on the website? Did you have any questions? Can I help with any of that? No. Okay. Well, great. Then based on that, I understand that she, can't really get going because of needing to stay locked down, but they also now have made us essential. And as a result of that, what that means is they also understand you're going to probably have to leave your house to go out and do some things and look at properties and things like that. So let's get you first with the lender, make sure that we got all our I's dotted, T's crossed, and then we'll go from there.
Cool. I like it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Great follow. Okay, Nisa, any update from last week or?
Yeah, I was reaching out to people that we've talked to before and getting a good response. There's this guy that we have showed probably 20 places, and same kind of thing, Silvaria. He at first started wanting a mobile home, and we kind of not talked him out of it, but showed him the difference between that and the townhouse. So he actually, we haven't talked to him in a couple weeks, but we did reach out to him a couple days ago, and he said, look, we're so on it. We really maybe we can get a better deal. So he's like excited, thinking that he possibly has a better chance looking at a place right now. I mean, we've showed him numerous places. And so, we just kind of explained, like, we're doing things virtually, and he's all about that right now. So yeah, just conversation with that, but he's ready to go. And he is looking in the valley, but yeah, so that was good. And just reach out to people that I haven't, talked to in a little bit. So since this whole thing started, so yeah, just they were kind of that it confused, like, are we allowed to go look at houses? Are we not? Like that kind of thing. So anyway, so we just had some conversations with them from the website.
So one thing too to keep in mind on, and we've talked about part of this, but some of this I don't think we've talked about. The other thing to keep in mind when you're talking to somebody on a mobile home to transition them away from that is, the one we have talked about, I'm sure, is the park fee. I mean, the park fee just is going to the park, and there's no benefit to them from that. But the other one that people don't think about is by saying, look, if you look at getting a condo or a townhome, the advantage is you also get the tax savings that interest that you're going to be paying. So keeping in mind, if you're paying into a mobile home park, it's just going to nothing. You can't write it off. There's nothing you can do with it. versus, yes, it might be a tiny bit more to go get a property, a single family dwelling, but by doing that, you also get the tax benefit of it. And instead of paying money that goes to nothing, you're also paying down the principal balance on it that allows you to get ahead. So
Yeah,
anyway,
there's like,
at the end of the day, they may still say, no, that's okay, I want to do this, and you just
yeah,
go, great. But
yeah,
just don't forget the tax part of it when you're
right,
talking to people.
right. And I say that there's more, you don't get to write off anything. When you write a
Right.
mobile, you do a mobile home, that's it. Like, you don't get any of those tax,
Perfect.
benefits at all. So you don't get to write off anything. So
Yeah,
they're like,
perfect.
oh, like half of them don't even really know that you have to pay at least $1,200 for space rent.
Right, exactly.
So most of them, like, if I saw that, I'd think, oh, that's a great deal. But then there's a whole other monster attached to it. So,
Yep.
but yeah. So anyway, so to answer your question, yeah, I've been reaching out. I didn't really I have to go through this list and make notes, because I did call a bunch of people, but for some reason I didn't make the notes. So that's what I'm doing today.
Cool. Sounds good. Skip, you still there, bud?
He's muted.
I think he skipped.
You're muted.
Hey, Skip, can you hear us? I unmuted you. Hello.
He's like, yeah, you unmuted me, I'm not talking.
All right. Well, definitely. So, one of the things I wanted Skip to hear, I know he's been working with the first lead that we gave him. He's actually going to be showing him properties, so he may have already left for that, but it's still showing him on here right now. So I wanted him to hear it on the recording when he watches it, because I know he's good about watching the recordings. He's having some challenge right now with the early connection process, and maybe even if Anissa and Severio would like to share kind of what your experience is when you got somebody who wants to see property. She's not committing on pre-approval. She's trying to get the paperwork over. She's already threatened once with, well, maybe I can call another agent, right? And it started going back and forth on text, which I started sharing and advising. Just be kind of limited when you start texting things that could be taken out of context, right? Especially in the early connection process. It's got somebody who's very motivated, gonna buy something. We don't know truly where she's at qualification wise. She said she was pre-approved for 600 in the past. We haven't seen that pre-approval letter. We tried to push to our loan officer, but she's saying, she'll get back to her loan officer and get the paperwork over. So I don't know if that's come in or not yet. In the very first phone call, she did bring up to me that she had some concern about her credit being in the low 600s, and it's taken her months and she's worked on it.
I deleted the phone call this month, and then I still got charged for it.
Skip, Skip, can you hear us? Okay, I think he's on a call with somebody.
Yeah.
So anyways, long story short, giving you the long story, trying to give you as much context. But basically, she has low credit. She's worked on increasing it. Single mother, going through separation type situation. And she seems total sweet, personable. He had a great first interaction. He's shown her property at least 2 different days. He wanted to push the buyer broker. I said, you're dead in the water if you try to push a buyer broker right now, especially after that text.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
So what is your recommendation in terms of, I'm trying to basically share that early on, especially until you can tell they're at a place where they're going to choose you and they want to work with you and they appreciate who you are. Sometimes you're given freebies in the sense that you're out just showing property and still trying to create that relationship. So just wanted to hear what your experience has been, because I know, Anissa, you've shown people property multiple times, all in hopes that they are going to trust you and appreciate you and respect you and build that rapport. You know what I mean? Can you share some of your experience with that, and then maybe a positive outcome and then possibly even a negative outcome that has happened from that?
Yeah. So the one that we're in escrow with right now is a perfect example. I mean, like I said, she was probably, when Russ and I first started doing this, probably like the top 5, one of the top 5. And that was like 2 years ago or something, and a year and a half ago. And she was very distant, very, Her husband's a cop. She's a professional athlete. She's very private, you know, and so I didn't know all that until now I do. But she super guarded. She made an appointment. She told me that her dad had this $2 million home to sell. So I was like, oh my gosh, you know, like your head gets ahead of it, you know? And so I think the best thing that what we did was just kept following up and not be intimidated by her maybe aggressiveness or like wall. Cause I think there's part of me that, because if there's that wall up, I feel it, like I'll back off, like just subconsciously, you know, but that's the whole. And then I kept emailing her and then texting her, and we actually had appointments and she'd cancel them. And so, you know, I pulled up, you know, homes for her and then I put her on a drip through the MLS. So, and then that way I like doing that because you can actually see it when they actually look at it.
Right.
So, so finally, was months and months. And she, finally reached out and said, okay, I think so we just like little conversations. Like I sort of just, I didn't come aggressive because I don't think that that's what they would want. Because I think number one, I have to like I feel like I have to evaluate everyone that I'm talking to. Like, you know, do I need to be softer? Do I need to be more aggressive? Do I need to, you know, depending on that personality type too. And I feel like for them, they obviously didn't want a wimp, but they needed someone that was sort of like not like pushy either, because I think that they would have backed away even more. So anyway, long story long, we finally had a conversation and I said, oh, I was married to a cop. I get that life. And the second I said that, you felt that wall come down a little bit. And then she said, okay, so can you come over and just come look at my home? And I said, sure. And so when I was there, I wrote notes like things that like privacy was a huge deal. So I wrote no Supra. When she was saying that, no Supra. And then like just certain things like she would say. And then so when I said, look, I understand that privacy is a big deal. This is what we can do. We will make sure that we're here every single appointment, you know, which was a pain in the butt anyway, but still that was important to them and their privacy. And pretty much I followed there were guns on the property, you know what I mean? So it was like I just felt like that, getting their lifestyle or understanding what they were trying to say, you know, like I think that was what helped seal the deal. And so I think, and we're in escrow, we're closing next Tuesday. So, and she, and I feel like loyalty is a big deal for them, obviously, you know, because there's only certain people they trust. And so, you know, having their back was like a big deal. So making sure that you're like on those points where like, look, hey, this is what we did, you guys, and just to, you know, letting you know. And they're like, oh my gosh, thank you. So like that, just picking out what you think that is important to your clients, I felt like. And like this one was tough because she even told me we had another agent. We did have another agent. We actually did. But the fact that you followed up so much, like, you know, almost like a stalking kind of thing, you know? But that was important for her, that loyalty, you know, like that, you know, consistency. So that was good. But, and then on the flip side, we showed this girl homes constantly and constant. And we thought we had her in the bag. We wrote a ton of offers for her. And then an inspector came in, was a little bit aggressive, kind of, I believe, blew the deal for us. And she walked away shocked. We were like, what? Like we thought for sure we had them. And we didn't have them sign up by our broker because we're like, oh yeah, no, we're good. We've written 5 offers for them and they walked. So I don't really, you know, it's like, I don't know. I don't know what that was.
Was that the one that you had with fit inspections or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened? Did the inspector, what did the inspector do?
I think he was a little too alarming. I think these were first time buyers. And, you know, I think I've learned a big lesson. Like you have to have your team, you have to have a few people in your corner. Like, you know, again, going back to knowing your client, are these first time buyers? Do they need somebody that, you know, like, I don't know, like pairing people up that I feel like would be good fits for each other.
For sure.
I feel like we have to do that also. I don't know. Do you guys agree with that?
Absolutely. Yeah, you got to have you got to get a home inspector with good bedside manners. You know, they got to understand the climate and who the buyer is. And
Right.
I know I've told you before, Alex with Best Home Inspection, it's been 16 years, never blown a transaction for me, and he's on point. So
Yeah.
definitely take his info down for when you
Yeah.
have somebody like that, or something that he just knows how to put it. He still covers his end liability wise, but he knows how to keep it in perspective and says, look,
Yeah.
it's not that big of a deal. This is
We
what
had
the
3
deal is.
clients. We had 3 clients walk away after his inspections.
Right. And I
Wow.
mean, it
Yeah,
only
Three.
new inspector.
Yeah.
it takes one. You know?
I know. I was
Yeah.
like, what? But then it was, you know, I mean, he's good, but I think he's good for someone that's knows what, like maybe a construction guy already, or someone that knows the language a little bit, that's not freaked out about things,
Yeah.
you know?
No, and Anissa, you hit it on the head with that story. So thank you for sharing the first one, just in terms of the amount of time, kind of, it just takes time to build that rapport. And sometimes you're
It
months
does.
out. And, you know, the way I always, especially with agents that I was coaching and working with early on, it's like when they're giving me pushback on a buyer broker on a pre-approval, I just ask them, what else do you got going on right now? You know, are you in escrow with 6, 10 escrows right now? Well, if you're not, then you need to get out and meet as many people as you can. If somebody wants to see a home, that's our job. That's what it is
Right.
that you want to do. You want to connect, you want to meet with them. So maybe I'm just too easy, you know, with prospects, but I converted because I would meet with people face to face. I didn't add all these extra barriers, make things more challenging. It's already a difficult process for them. So you have to go out, you got to give before you're going to get, and you got to keep doing it, and you got to keep earning that trust. Finally, once you earn that trust, now you can start calling some shots. You know what I mean? Now you can start leading them through the process. But early on, they're checking you out, and they know plenty of people. We're a dime a dozen. So you got to realize that. So thank you for sharing that. That was perfect. I know, you know, I'll recommend, you know, for him to go back and re-listen to this, because I don't think anybody else could articulate it as well as you did. So that was awesome.
Thank you. Well, you guys are always the one that told me, like, just get in front of them, and that's always been, I get it. A lot of people like, nope, you have to have a buyer broker. You have to, I mean, and I know those are good, but you have to, like, make sure they're pre-qualified, make sure this, but I think there is something to be said that you do have to get in front of them first, and maybe show them, maybe take a day and show them a few. And I think that works more than not, you know what I mean? Than making sure that all the boxes are checked, because they could go do that with anybody.
Yeah. Russ, I know we only got a little bit of time left with you. Any type of training you can give from what you're hearing today. Really, this is about establishing that early connection. It's about the follow-up. It's about the long-term play with these, you know what I mean? And understanding the big picture of this. And I know we've done it some before, but let's just keep hammering on it till it makes perfect sense to all of us. You know what I mean?
Yep. So so here's the thought that I had, which I'm not going to take a lot of time. And then I'll answer whatever questions. But I've been thinking about part of what we talked about last week about the people getting on and saying, hey, I'm looking for short sales or foreclosures, and how come they're not there, and blah, blah, blah. So, and actually, let me even back up from that. And again, a part of this is probably a repeat, but that's okay. I think it's still helpful. Is keep in mind, part of what I'm doing to get the people to sign up on the website is we're attracting them based on short sale, foreclosure, good deals, stuff like that, because that's where people always want to start. Is everybody wants to start with, well, let's go see if we can find some deals. So keep in mind that that's what we're doing to draw them in. Now, and the key thing, and the reason I'm bringing that up again, is keep in mind that the thing that's drawing them in is they're looking for a deal, is what they want. So once they get on there and then they start searching, we now have their information, we can contact them. So we call them up and we say, hey, you signed up on my website. I wanted to get an idea what you're looking for. They then say to you, oh, well, I was looking for these short sales, or I want to find, and in fact, right before we started this call, I was up listening to an agent making calls. And this is what made me think of it, is he set an appointment with this guy. And the guy was saying, hey, I'm looking for my son. So similar to this, looking for the niece, but I'm looking for my son because he doesn't know what he's doing and he needs my help to finding properties, blah, blah, blah. So he says, okay, great. So he says, specifically, I just figured with this COVID-19, there's got to be a lot of
Opportunities.
yeah, opportunities, more foreclosures, things like that. So and the agent just said, oh yeah, absolutely, there's a ton more, which there's not. That's the funny thing is he said that, and I'm like, there's not though. So anyway, but so after he got off the call, you know, what we talked about is I said, listen, when they say that they want short sale, HUD, home foreclosure, those type of things, and we're using that to get an appointment with them, hey, I come across these properties. Ultimately though, when they start saying, well, yeah, that's what I want to find, what you want to reply back to them is, so what I hear you saying is you really want to find a good deal, right? Now, because if you'll say it that way to them, now we can transition them from, it doesn't have to be a short sale or a foreclosure or a HUD home. Really what you're wanting to find is a deal. Now, when I even say that though, sometimes we as agents get caught up in this whole thing of like, well, yeah, but am I going to be able to find them a deal? Yeah. And again, keep in mind, that's where they're starting. But once they get approved and know what they can qualify for, and they start looking at properties, and part of it for me is if somebody's saying they want a short sale, then I just walk them through, hey, that's great. You want a short sale? Perfect. But before we do that, I got to make sure you understand really some of the downsides to a foreclosure. Are there some good sides? Absolutely. But let me make sure you understand what the downsides are. And then I walk them through, and I think we talked about this last week, but you know, people putting cement in the toilets, people cutting the electrical, like when in a short sale, like there can be deals, but I've also seen plenty of them go the other way. What if what we did is just went out and found you a deal? And especially today, like right now is the time to be looking for a deal because you've got less competition. Almost everybody is sitting on the side of the pool right now, waiting for the water to clear. And if you don't sit and wait, you're going to get a better chance. I'm going to be able to negotiate you a better deal. So anyway, I think that's the thing I would say is just keep in mind as you're talking to people on the phone, and even though we are even somewhat enticing them into it by saying, I've got access to short sales, HUD, homes, foreclosures, properties like that before they hit the market, give me an idea what you're looking for. Just keep in mind what I'm really trying to get is the needs and wants by me doing that. It's getting the needs and wants at them. Once I've gotten the needs and wants, now I'm going to try to transition them away from wanting a short sale or a foreclosure by saying things like, well, really, I mean, would it matter to you if it was a short sale or a foreclosure if we found a good deal? And they're going to go, well, yeah, probably not. I mean, in fact, it might be better based on what you said. Yeah, perfect. All right, well, let's see what we can come up with then.
Solid.
So I don't know. Make sense?
Yeah, yep. It does.
Any questions on anything else?
I think that's a great focus point. Severio, any questions you have with this process or kind of finding ways to get better at it?
No. I think we just have to get better in the communication, like the first approach. And I can see it myself because the other day when we were making phone calls, remember that you and I were criticizing each other. What do you think? How do you do? And even myself realized that after the call, I was like, I should have just done this. I should have just like pause or do this, you know. So for me, I think it's important to make more phone calls because I learned from every phone call. Where did I go with that one? What was my point of saying this when I should have just said something else? So I'm trying to analyze my calls and to see how can I do better. I think if we get the communication in place to begin with, I think that's a win-win.
Well, let's practice that real quick before Russ has to go. And I just keep saying that because I like Russ's feedback. With all of this in terms of the training, his experience, and what he's doing. Do you guys mind role playing really quick, Severio? You being the agent with Russ as the seller, and just trying to do it really quick, especially on that initial part. Because that's, for me, that's also the hardest part is, okay, when we call them up, why we're calling them, and then we're trying to get them to open up. But let's try to implement what Russ was just suggesting about converting from short sale to what I hear you saying is a good deal. Okay, let's really focus on that because I think that's the root of everything on these calls especially for what they're looking for. We got to hook them.
Right. Okay. Ring, ring.
So wait, who's being the what? Did you say that again?
He's going to be the agent. You're going to be the seller or
Oh,
the
okay,
the
perfect.
prospective
Okay, good.
buyer. Yep.
Okay, for some reason I thought you said the other way around. So okay, perfect.
So who's going to be the seller?
I'm the seller.
You're
Or
the
buyer.
agent. You're the agent making the call. You're making a pro agent call off a lead that you just got right now.
To a buyer, not a seller.
Yeah. Or you don't know. You'll find out.
Okay.
They're asking about a property, right?
All right. All right. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello, Russ.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Silverio Martinez, and I'm with Century 21. How are you doing today?
I'm good. What's up?
Great. Real quick, listen, I don't want to take a lot of your time, but I just want to follow up with you. We noticed that you have visited our real estate website, and I was just following up and see how you find what you're looking for.
Yeah, we're good.
Would you mind if I ask, what were you looking for? Were you looking for a
I'm
three-bedroom,
actually just
two-bath?
going into a meeting right now. Can you call me later?
I will gladly do that. What time will be better for you for me to call you?
I don't know, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, tomorrow. Would you share the specific time for me to call you?
Yeah, about this time is great.
About this time. All right. Then I will give you a phone call tomorrow. I'll send you an email
All
today.
right, stop. No. You got to stop.
I knew it. I knew it.
And that was actually very realistic too, man. We've done a bunch of calls together, and Russ's response was realistic, but the way that you deliver it was very accurate to what.
So let me tell you why that's happening.
Yeah.
And whenever I do these role plays, you'll notice I was trying not to necessarily look at you because I want to just see, like, what does it sound like if I'm on the phone doing this? And here's why I did that. The reason I went and did what I did is because part of what you asked me is just how did the search go? Well, at this point, keep in mind early on in a conversation like this, you've got to earn the right to even keep them on the phone. And them saying, hey, I've got a meeting is just them showing that they know their script better than you do and that their script is working better than yours. So keep that in mind. Now, so the reason I did it though is because you said, how did it go? And I'm kind of like, well, yeah, I only signed up because I was forced to. And I got a meeting I got to go to because I want to get off the phone with you. So here's what I would change. And I would not have done it had you said to me, you signed up on our website, give me an idea what you're looking for. I still wasn't going to tell you what I'm looking for, but I at least would have stayed in the conversation. So keep in mind though that there's a difference between saying, give me an idea what you're looking for and how's the search going? Because the search going, I'm going to be like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not even sure I want to talk to you. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah.
So do it again, but instead of how's the search going, say, give me an idea what you're looking for. And then, but I'll tell you right off the bat, I'm going to say, we were just searching. It doesn't matter. Like, thanks for calling. But we're not really looking. So think about where you're going to go from there.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, we were just searching on the website, and we signed up because we had to, but we just, we're just seeing what's out there. We're not really buying.
Oh, great. Well, I see that you're just searching or just browsing. But if I come across a good deal, would you be interested?
Yeah, possibly.
And if we're talking about a good deal, what a good deal looks to you? Doesn't matter if it's a fixer-upper. Doesn't matter if it's a condominium or a single-family home. What exactly is your idea of your ideal property that you want to buy? So I can be more. I can target it more accurate. What would that be? What would that look like?
Well, like I said, I'm not even sure that we're going to be doing anything. So, I mean, if you saw a deal, I guess let me know and we'll kind of go from there.
Okay, so what do you say after this?
Okay, so let me change up, and I would have you do one other thing before you did, are you looking for a good deal? If I found a good deal. So for me, think of it this way. So there's 3 pieces to this. So can I type again, Brandon? Will it let me do the whiteboard? Yeah, okay, good. All right, so I'm going to throw this up here again, and just keep in mind these 3 things. Your first objective is always to get the needs and wants. So in every phone call you do, the first thing you're trying to get them to tell you is needs and wants. I don't care about anything. I don't care if they're working with another agent. I don't care if they've been pre-qualified. I don't care about an appointment. I don't care about anything except for getting needs and wants. So the way that I'm going to do that in getting the needs and wants is first, you signed up. Give me an idea of what you're looking for. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then they're typically going to say no to that. So then the next thing I'm going to say is, I come across really good deals sometimes before they hit the market. Give me an idea of what you are looking for. Now notice, I didn't ask them, is it okay? Anything. It's more of, hey, I come across really good deals. Oops. And sometimes before they hit the market, and then I will throw in there too the HUD homes, foreclosures, short sales, oops, all of that in there, HUD homes, foreclosures, short sales. Give me an idea what you're looking for. They'll usually tell you at that point. So just keep in mind, when I say to them, you signed up on the website, give me an idea what you're looking for. If they say anything but what they're looking for, I go right to this. So let's reverse it, Severio. And you say to me, when I say, you signed up on my website, give me an idea what you're looking for. Tell me you got a meeting you're going into. So watch. So, hey, you signed up on my website. Give me an idea what you're looking for.
We were just looking, but I have a meeting to go to right now. I'm sorry.
Okay, you got a meeting? Okay, well, hey, I'll let you go, but let me just ask you real quick. I come across some really good deals. And so the reason for my call was because I wanted to let you know that I come across these short sales, HUD homes, foreclosure, stuff like that are really good deals before they hit the market. So give me an idea what you're looking for.
Like I said, we're not really sure. I gotta go.
Okay, well, no worries. But if I did come across a good deal, would you want to know about it?
Sure.
Okay, good. Give me an idea what you're looking for.
See, I like that.
They're going to tell you.
Yeah.
And if they don't, if you a third time said I gotta go, I'm gonna go. All right. Well, when should I call you back then? So just keep in mind that until you do anything, you got to get the needs and wants out of them first. Once I've done that, then I will go to number 2 and try to set an appointment. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
So just keep that in mind. Like, no matter what happens, I've got to get the needs and wants out of them, and I don't move on to anything else until I do. So give me an idea what you're looking for, and then if they tell me, great. If they don't, if they said, well, the sky's blue. Oh, hey, the sky's blue. That's great. Well, the reason I ask is because I come across some really good deals, and sometimes I find them before they even hit the market. I could keep an eye out for you. Give me an idea. So that's always so the first approach is you signed up, give me an idea. Second is I come across these really good deals. The reason I ask is because I come across these really good deals and short sales, HUD homes, foreclosure, stuff like that. Give me an idea. And if they don't, then I'm going to go, well, hey, if I found a good deal, would you want to know about it? And if they go, no, okay, great. I'm moving on then. Like, I'm probably getting nothing out of that person. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to get it on either that second or third try.
Yeah, it makes sense because you start using that sentence from the beginning, and then you say, well, I need to go. I need to go, and then you say, well, and then you throw the other one. The reason why I ask is because I get across really good deals.
Good, just like that.
And thank you.
Well, do it again real quick, bro. Try to apply it every time. Try to make that modification. Do you got time for another one, Russ?
Yep, I got to jump off in just a couple minutes.
Okay. You want to do it again?
Who, us?
Yeah. Same thing. You're the agent. Do it. Just apply it.
What do we look like? What do we look like to you? Huh?
You know exactly what you look like, man. That's a bad setup question right there, bro.
Okay, here we go. Ring,
Let's
ring.
go.
Hello.
Hello, Russ.
Yes,
Hi, this is Silverio Martinez with Century 21. How are you doing today?
I'm great.
Awesome. Russ, what was that thing? What was I supposed to say? Thank you for signing up.
Just just say, hey, you signed up on my website. Give me an idea what you're looking for.
Oh, reason why I'm calling is because you sign up in our real estate website, and I just wanted to see if you can share with me the or give me an idea what you're looking for.
Oh yeah, we just signed up. We were just out browsing. We're not sure we're gonna be buying anything. So thanks for the call though.
Well,
The reason I asked.
the reason I asked,
don't hesitate. If you hesitate too long, they're gone.
Right. See, I'm gonna have to
Yep.
read these over and over again until I get
Yep.
it in my
Yeah.
head.
Just the reason I asked. Go right.
The
to
reason I ask
it.
is because I come across some really good deals sometimes before they hit the market. If I find a good deal like a hot foreclosure or a short sale, would you like to hear about it?
Okay, stop. Don't say, would you like to hear about it? Because I can say no to that. Instead, just assume the close. I come across those. Give me an idea what you're looking for. See, assume that they're going to tell you. Don't, by saying, would you tell me? It opens up to, yeah, no thanks, see ya. Versus, hey, so I come across these good deals. Give me an idea what you're looking for.
Yeah, there you go. Without even asking them.
Yeah. See, think of it as like when I've been out to a store or something and I'm at the cashier. If the cashier said to me, "Hey, do you want to give me your email address? We can send you some things." I'm gonna go, "No, that's okay." But if she said, "Hey, I just need to get your email address because we sent out this email that's got information for deals on it. So what's your email address?" I'm probably gonna tell them. Versus if they say, "Hey, if you want to give me your email address, I could send you out some stuff." No, that's okay, thanks. Does that make sense? See, if they assume the close, just, hey, give me your email address. I'm going to send this out to you. All right.
Most of the people do. Most of the people do give the email.
Yep. So that's why you just got to do it as a, hey, I come across these deals. I'll keep an eye out for you. Give me an idea what you're looking for.
Cool.
Right. And then if he says, well, I got to go, can you call me back later, whatever. And then you say, sure, I can call you back later.
Let me just ask you real quick.
Let me just ask you real quick. Give me an idea what you're looking for.
Yeah, or meaning if I had already said that and they said I got to go, I'm going to go, hey, no worries. But if I do come across the deal, do you want to know about it? Well, yeah. Okay, give me an idea what you're looking for. Well, can I call you back later? If they 3 times say I got to go, I go to a meeting, they probably are.
Okay.
Anyway, all right, I got to jump off so I can get things going. So,
all right, thanks, Russ.
Good job, guys.
Thank you, Russ.
See you
nice
later.
job with you, man.
Bye.
All right, bud. We'll see you. Severo, what the hell's going on over here, man?
I don't know, man. You tell me.
Nah, you're doing great, bro. I'm just giving you a hard time. That's why we're practicing, man. That's why we want to do this. Huh? Yeah, exactly. No, it's I can tell you're getting it, and see, you have that killer instinct. I've seen it. I'm not saying it just the shaved head. I'm saying in general. I've heard you on the phone, and you get to it. When you know what you want, you have no hesitation in calling a spade and telling somebody what's up. But what you need early on in this early part is, I feel like you are trying to be a little too nice, and you're trying to be very considerate and thoughtful because you're trying to lower the guard, and it's not working for you. Right. I think your driver personality needs to come out on these calls because you're getting a lot of driver. From what I'm hearing, when you're taking a while to spit it out, they're just turning into a driver and they're getting off every single time. Yep. And you got to just know exactly what it is you want, what you're saying. So when we get those first couple lines down, I think you're going to be buttered going through it. Then you can slow it down a little bit. Then you don't have to be driver all the way through. But on that initial, you're giving them an out. I can hear it. Out, hesitation, out. I'm getting off this phone. And I know that if I called you with that same type of call, the way you're speaking to them, that you would be like, hey, bro, come on. I ain't got time for this. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So I know you and I know your personality. And And I know where your strength is as well. So that's why I said, let's do it again, because I want it to be repetition till it comes to where it's second nature. You're not even thinking about it.
And that's what I said. That's what I said. That's what I need to do. I wrote it down.
Yeah.
And I'm going to practice these. I'm going to practice, and I'm going to play it. I'm going to say it in front of the mirror, and until I get it like good.
Awesome.
Because then that way, when I make a phone call, it's already natural. It's already in my head. I know what to say. I know which one's the next step. I know that I got to ask 3 times the same questions in different phrases.
Right.
But it's basically the same thing.
It's always easy on the sideline, so I'll embarrass myself right now. If anybody wants to be the call, do you want to be it, Anissa or Severi? Either one. Okay, so I'm calling you. You're the prospect, Anissa. I can't hear you.
Anissa, we can't hear you.
Yeah.
Hi, sorry. Yeah, sure.
Okay, I just see. And all I could say, I want to have a conversation. That's all I'm saying. All right, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this Anissa?
Yes.
Hi, Anissa. This is Brandon Ramey. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Brandon. How are you?
I'm doing great. The reason why I'm calling is you signed up on our website, and I just want to get an idea what you're looking for.
Oh, I was just looking.
Oh, just checking it out. So you're still in the early stages of looking for a home?
Yeah, I mean, just because we have nothing else to do, so I just was looking at homes right now online.
I know it's a little crazy out there right now. Are you guys doing okay? Is everybody safe?
Yeah, they are.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, the reason for my call is I come across some really good deals, sometimes before they hit the market, like HUD homes, foreclosures, and short sales. And I was just curious if you would like me to reach out to you if I come across something like that.
You know, I don't really know what any of that is, or I'm not even sure I could afford a house right now. So like I said, I was just dreaming, and I just wanted to see what they look like right now.
Yeah, no, well, that's awesome that you're out checking it out, because there are some really good opportunities out there right now. Why don't you share with me a little bit of what you're looking for?
Well, like I said before, I'm just looking, but I guess when I start to look, probably a single family home and the west side of Simi, and 3 bedrooms, 2 bath. I mean, that's pretty much all I can think of right now.
Well, that's great. So you're saying the west side of Simi is better than central or east Simi for you?
Yeah, my kids go to school on the west side.
School on the west side. That's great. And then you said a single family home, so not a 2-story. You'd prefer like a detached, or do you mean single story?
No, I just don't want like a condo or anything like that. So I just want just a home, a house.
Okay, so detached home. Anissa, do you mind sharing with me? Have you purchased a home before?
I have, but it's been a while.
It's been a while. And then are you currently in the home that you purchased a while ago, or are you renting at this time?
We're renting.
Renting now. That's awesome. But you have purchased in the past, so you're somewhat familiar with the process.
Right.
That's
It's been
great.
a long time though.
Yeah, well, it's it's great, and we work with our clients at their pace. And the reason why I asked about it, if this was your first purchase, and you said it was a while ago, has it been more than 3 years?
Yes.
More than 3 years. Great. All right, I'll just stop there. What did you think just off the initial? Was that legit?
I liked it.
Real?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think and going back to Solario, I think if you do practice Solario, that and you say pretty much the same thing off the bat, like at the get-go, I think it'll go smoothly. You know what I mean? Like, Brandon, that was really good. Just, you kind of say the same thing. And I feel like I say the same thing at the beginning. And I feel like if you script that part, I think, and there's no hesitation in that beginning, I think that's what kind of takes you to the next step. But yeah, no, I think that was really good.
Thank you. And to be honest with you, that's the area I need to work personally, that I need to work on the hardest is that initial, because I am not transitioning well when they're signing up on the site and getting them to open up with what they're looking for. So
Right.
if I can find a way to hear something that I can naturally change my tone to get them to ease a little bit. And I felt your tension change as we got to a certain point. I don't know what it was, but something I could hear it. And then it was like, all right, cool. Now we're in it. Now we got a chance to have a conversation here. So
right.
that's the area I need to work on. So Severi, you've helped me out tremendously by just being vulnerable and just being real on the phone with how that call goes. Because you've heard me on the phone. I'm struggling with the same thing. So that's why I want to focus on that intro right out the gate, and we just practice it over and over and over till we can get to where we see more success off the phone calls. Because I've heard you have great success on the few calls that we've done together. So I know it's there, but I'd rather us be harder on ourselves and get that clean right up the gate, because it's those first few seconds of where we're going to get rejected. And I know we're all, or at least you and I, are experiencing that on the calls that we've had lately. So hopefully we can get better at that, and then know, okay, maybe it really is COVID-19, or no, actually, maybe it's really our skill set. Maybe we need to work on our skill set on connecting.
Right.
You know what I mean?
What do you guys think about this? Like, I've gone back and forth where I used to say like, hi, is Brandon there? And then Russ told me not to do that.
Right.
But then so now I'll say Brandon, and it's so funny. They're always like you sort of have to act like you know them.
Right.
Like, Brandon, yes. Hi, it's Anissa with Century 21. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like that sort of works a little bit better than, because you're already giving them time to like, oh shoot, who is this?
It does work, because once you call them by their name, you're not saying I'm looking for Brandon.
Right. Because for me, I'm looking for a way out by then.
Exactly. They're like, hello. And then you're like, Brandon? Yes. How can I help you? Boom.
I like that. No, I think that's a good point, because when you say, is this, it's you're asking them a question. If it's somebody they know, you're going to recognize their voice. If it's not somebody that they know, then you're going to ask, hello, I'm looking for this person. It's like, well, is this
I'm going to go, no, he's not here.
Yeah, no.
Exactly. No, Severio's
wrong
not
number.
Here. This is not Severio.
Wrong number, yeah.
Who?
Yeah. And then another thing that that Russ would say was that, like, if they were saying, my husband, we're just not ready right now. Like, if they keep saying we're not ready. And then, so he always used to tell me, like, well, when you are ready, what does that house look like for you? And every single time that they have said that, like, they're like, it sort of brings the wall down a little bit, because now they feel like, oh, okay, so she's respecting that fact that I just said I'm not ready, but when I am ready,
correct.
What does that look like? And it gets them talking.
Yeah, exactly. Because now they feel that they don't have the pressure. They're not under pressure to do anything right now. They're like, all right, let me tell you what it would look like, if I'm ready to buy in about a year. But I might be looking for something like this, something like that.
Right. Right, because I think you've just showed them that you've respected them, that you've acknowledged to them that, okay, they might not be ready, but when they are ready, this is what that house looks like a little bit,
Great.
Yeah, because when you don't do that, they're like, I mean, and it's logical. It goes with anybody. Like, if I tell someone I'm not interested, and they keep drilling, and then I'm like, what's wrong with this guy? Didn't I just tell him that I'm not interested?
Yeah, because
but if I say I'm not interested right now, maybe in the future, and then like, oh, okay, great. But what would the house look in the future? In the future, what would your house look like? What do you think? Now you're asking me for my opinion on how would that be in the future? Not right now. Now, like, conversation just became a little bit more comfortable.
Right.
That's awesome. Okay, so I'm going to start sending some leads out right now. Do you guys have time to make some calls?
I gotta go real quick, and then I can hop back on. I just gotta make a phone call.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do. That's what I'm doing today, is calling.
Cool. All right. So, well, I'm going to send a few leads to both you guys.
Okay.
Some good ones that have popped up over the weekend. So they're still coming in. So I'm going to send you a few. Let's make some calls now that we're nice and warmed up. This is pretty awesome. I got to admit, thank you guys for hopping on this morning. To be honest, I wasn't feeling it, but I knew we needed to get on it. I texted Russ this morning, was 9 or 10 better for him? And he said he had the coaching call at 10. So I was like, all right, let's do it. Let's hop on at 9 o'clock. So appreciate you guys' dedication to this.
Yeah.
And you know what? I forgot that we were having this call with Russ. And this morning, actually no, last night I was making plans to go hiking early this morning. I was like, I'm gonna go to Ojai. I'm gonna go for a good hike.
Right.
And then I don't know. I set up my alarm at 5 o'clock in the morning because that was the time that I wanted to leave.
Right.
Then my alarm sounded, and then I'm like, okay. And I'm like, oh shoot, I got two meetings today. You know, one with Russ and Brandon, that's a training, and the other one make the phone call. I was like, nope, can't go. All right, go back to bed.
Well, at least you got back and you got some sleep in, man. So that's good.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad you remembered. And I didn't send the text. I was going to send it last night, but I know you got to make your call, Nisa. So yeah, when you want to hop back on, I'll send this over to you. And then in the meantime, Severio, I will make some calls. I'm just going to keep this recording. So it's going to be a long video. And then, you know, or do you want me to stop it and then redo a new one? Just keep
why don't we stop it and we do a new one? Because then if it's too long,
separate on the training and then also on the calls, so we can do two YouTube videos.
Two different. Let's not combine them together.
Okay, that sounds good. So I'll stop this and then we'll do the next one. So just hop back on. Yeah, man, it's always more work for me. You guys know how to do it off the email, right? Or do you already have it on the calendar invite where you can click on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I have to email it to myself, then I copy it and text it to everybody.
Yeah, you just go back to that original email and click on the reoccurring one, right?
Yeah, it's at 10 o'clock though, not the 9 o'clock one. So we're going to be on a different meeting than the 9 a.m. All right. Sounds good. We'll do it.
All right. Bye, guys.
Hop back on. We'll see you. Bye.